Yeah, it was a disappointing game on Saturday because I didn't think we came out with the right mentality, especially in the first half, in order to have the success that we wanted. Ultimately, we didn't do a good enough job as coaches and players in order to have the success that we wanted, and ultimately that falls on me. And so I take full responsibility. We haven't had the success in terms of wins and losses that I believe we should have had this season. I don't think it's been from a lack of effort, a lack of talent. Ultimately you have to do the little things right and necessary each and every week in your preparation to have that success. And we need to make sure we find a way to get that fixed for the future. This week provides a great opportunity to show this team what this team was capable of, and it should be a great motivation for our team, our coaches, to make sure we send these seniors out the right way. I always have a special place in my heart for the senior class. We started this journey together. They've done some great things. They've accomplished a lot, and they have helped us create a foundation, a culture for our program. And I'm going to do everything in my power this week to send them out the right way. That'll open it up.
Is it important to these seniors to just go out on a high note? Is that kind of the motivation going into this game?
Yeah, they know this is their last opportunity together as a family to go out there and compete. And I know on senior day, I know they'll, absolutely, they want to go out the right way.
This being your fourth season as a head coach and facing this adversity, how much have you learned and just going through this after back-to-back wins?
I think you have to learn and grow through every week, through every opportunity that you have in your preparation, each game, each season, and a lot of self-reflection. I know there'll be a lot more here in the off-season in order to, figure out different things that I need to do better as a coach, as a mentor, as a leader. What we have to do as a group, as a staff, as players, and look, we all go through adversity, and it's my job as the leader to make sure that first and foremost hold myself accountable and find ways to overcome it, fight through it. That's what life's about, and there's no doubt that that's exactly what I'll be doing.
Have you been able to talk to any of your mentors or old coaches or anything just to kind of?
Not recently. That's not true. This past week, spent a lot of time with Coach Mangino, one of my former offensive coordinators, a guy that gave me my first opportunity with him at Kansas. And so I've spent a lot of time with him this past week and talked a lot of, talked through some different things with him. But, sometimes you got to go through these situations on your own. You got to self-reflect. And, again, ultimately, I think, we all have to grow through this and just, again, make sure that we figure out a way to move forward in a positive direction. And, because ultimately we're here to develop and mentor these men and compete for championships.
Do you have confidence in the leadership abilities of these younger classes moving forward without the seniors?
I do. Again, we got to have the right mentality. And when I say mentality, look, I explain it to our players. I'm not talking about showing up ready to play. I think you can show up as a team ready to play. But are you mentally and physically tough enough to go through a battle and will yourself to win? What's the difference between a first half of Rice and a second half of Rice? It's mentality. It's when things go bad, if we don't score first, where's your mentality? Are you, oh crap, here we go again? Or is it keep plugging away? Is it keep fighting? Keep attacking? Keep playing physical? At times this fall, for whatever reason, I felt like mentally we had some really highs and lows, and we can't have that as a program. You got to have the right mindset. You got to have the right mentality to go out there and compete, to give everything you have each and every snap, to be positive, to feed off each other, and to overcome all adversity. And years past, we've able to do that. We've able to will ourselves in a lot of tight games to wins. This season, we weren't able to do it, but I feel good about the group, the younger group, is what you're asking. Yeah, I feel good about their development, kind of where they're going, and I think we have some great young leaders in this class.
What do you think about the kind of career and impact Mike Lawrence has had on your program? Someone who was a walk-on from a small school and then became one of your key components of your offense.
He's been huge, again, for a number of years. I think he sets a standard of how you're supposed to come to work every single day. You talk about a mentally tough dude, a guy that loves ball, loves to compete, no matter the situation. That's Mike. And again, he earned the nickname The Standard for a reason, because every day he goes out there, he has a blast. He works to get better on everything every day for 4 straight years. He never thinks he has it all figured out, and he will compete. He's a tough kid.
As you go through and start analyzing this year, and I don't know if you've gotten to this point, you mentioned mentality, but what else do you think has gone wrong this year that has just prevented you guys from getting to where you wanted to go?
I can sit up here and give you a lot of different coach talk and excuses. Ultimately, I got to do a better job as a coach, and we'll address all the different stuff kind of in the coming weeks.
What do you know about UAB, and obviously they're playing for a conference division championship this week. Just what do you know about them and their style?
Well, the top teams in our conference. I mean, defensively, they are the top team. I don't think we've played. This will be the best defense we play. I think their front four are big, physical guys. They have great length, and they're going to force you to make competitive plays. They play very physical, and so we're going to have to do a great job of mixing up the run and the pass, and we're going to have to make competitive plays all day long. Offensively, they give you a lot of different formations, and they want to pound the ball, and they want to play action pass. They got good skill that can get behind you when you start adding hats to the run game. Overall, they're a solid team. Again, there's a reason why they're right there in contention to play for a championship, and I know that's motivation for them. I think Coach Clark does a great job. He's a great coach, and we have our own motivation.
One of UAB's strengths is forcing turnovers. What is the offense going to do to try and avoid?
Well, first off, you have to protect up front. It's their front four. Again, I think it's the best D-line unit we faced all season. It'll be the best defense, and again, they're going to mix up their coverages, but they like to get in place a man, and they're physical on your receivers, and and when they get pressure on the quarterback, you got to be careful throwing it up. You got to make sure that again, it starts with your protection, and then in the run game, you got to be physical and protect the football as running backs just like each and every week. But they do a great job getting pressure on the quarterback.
This will be Mason's last game. Does he go down as one of the all-time greats, and what are your thoughts on just what he's contributed?
He's one of my all-time greats. I know that. As a player, as a person, I've grown through him. Just the type of person and guy that he is. You talk about he's a guy that shows up to work each and every day. He's very positive. No one outworks him. Him and Mike Law, I think both those guys, and we have a number of guys like that. But those two come to my mind as guys that they love ball. They love to compete. I'm blessed to have had the opportunity to coach him.
Do you think he goes down as one of the all-time greats here? You haven't been here for an extended period of time, but you've been here 5 years.
Look at the records.
What's that?
Look at the records.
That's it.
Looks like one of the all-time greats to me.
What is it that you'll remember about Mason, as he departs here?
Just the type of person he is. He's, again, the type of teammate he is. The way he comes to work every day, he treats it like a professional, and he's been fun to watch. He's like I've always said, I've always known he was going to be successful just because of his mentality, and I don't think it's going to be any different after this season. He's going to be successful in life and whatever he does, and that's just who he is. The way he works, the way he goes about his business, and he's been fun to coach.
You sent some guys on to the NFL throughout your career. Do you think he's a guy that could potentially have a chance to play at the next level?
I do. I think he'll get his opportunity, and again, he'll find a way. He'll will himself. He's going to will himself into having success.
He's been kind of banged up this season a couple of times. What did you see from him and his mentality working through those injuries?
There's been a number of times he probably shouldn't have been out on the field, and not just him. There's a number of players that we've had a number of guys go out there and sacrifice themselves for this team, wanting to win and wanting to have success. And there's a number of them that have played injured, that have played hurt, and it's been a challenge because I've never seen it. You know, a season and with this many injuries on a weekly basis, it's been challenging. It always seems like, you know, when finally you get somebody healthy, the next guy goes down, and it's just kind of been a roller coaster in terms of injuries. That's part of life. I mean, we got to overcome it. You got to find ways to. I got to find ways to make sure that no matter what, we figure out a way for this team to have success, whatever that is. However, we got to play the game in order to win. Yeah, he's been banged up. You know, not just one or two games. He's been out. I think he missed a couple of games there. Most of La Tech and most of, I think, some of Southern Miss. But he's fought through it.
As you get to the end of the season, how do you go about evaluating the program, the players, the staff? I mean, is there a process that you go through?
Yeah, first off, you can't. You know, right now, it's still an emotional part of a season. You're still an emotional part of kind of the grind of the season. And so, you know, I think you got to, as it comes down and as you finish out, I think you got to step back and evaluate your whole program. Evaluate, again, first myself and different things that I could have done better, ways I need to improve moving forward. And then we always have to evaluate our program as a whole and making sure that we're doing the right things necessary in order to give these young men success all the way around, whether it's academically, whether it's athletically, in life. And so, but I don't think you can do that on when you're kind of in the motions of a grind like this.
Do you look at your staff and look at?
Like I said, I'm not. After the season, I'm going to self-reflect and reflect on our program, and we'll move forward from there.
What are some of the final things you can take away in the last couple of days of practice and heading into senior night? Just with your core guys you've had in the 4 years, like Mason, Mike, Rico, Ladarius, what are some things you can just finally take away over the last 4 years? Just kind of in a nutshell, what are some things you can take away?
Well, again, they helped us create a culture and, you know, a foundation for our program. You know, again, coming in year one, it wasn't perfect by any means. We found a way to win some games there that first year and got an opportunity to play in a bowl game and compete in a bowl game, which I think really helped our program. And then you have back-to-back 9-win seasons. Had an opportunity to play in a championship game. You know, and you know they've given it their all, and they've put a lot of sacrifice and energy into our program, and they've accomplished a lot. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of this group. Like I said, you know, again, I wish we could have finished it out better than we had. But I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to sending these guys out the right way. I'm looking forward to watching them in life because I know these guys are going to be a successful group. And I'm looking forward to our future. I'm looking forward to, you know, going out there and competing and getting this spring, and I'm ready to rock it already.
Rico, we haven't talked about, you know, since he went down. What's his status heading into the off season? Does that mean healing up? Do you expect him to be back next year, or what's the?
I'm gonna let I'll refer to the trainers on that. And again, I'm not gonna talk about certain injuries or anything like that. I think he is getting better. Hopefully, we're praying that he's gonna have a great full recovery, and we'll decide, kind of as it moves forward into the off season, after the season. Hopefully, have the opportunity to figure out exactly what he's gonna do.
So you're not positive at this point what his plans are?
No.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.